not, it's the whole reason we do it, is to make it as true and authentic as we can. We talk to all their family. We read every book, every article, every memoir, and we're all inclusive of every expert on the subject, and we really felt like we connected with some really great stories out of the research.
It was an amazing experience. It was a dream come true, really, because I had been such a fan of Band of Brothers and of The Pacific, and just everything that Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks do. So it was a remarkable experience. I felt very honored.
I want them to, you know, I'm someone that's fascinated by World War II, and I didn't know about his story, and it's so important to me that it's shared with people and we can shine a light on what these guys did. We wouldn't be here without them, and it was a real honor to represent them.
It was brilliant to work on. I mean, getting to work under Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, and Gary Gertzman, wherever he is. But it was brilliant. It was it's an epic show, and you know, I'm a big fan of Band of Brothers, and so yeah, it's nice. I hope it does, you know, show an insight into, you know, into humanizing these lads, and you know, that they had to step up, and they're basically kids, had to become men, and so yeah, just appreciation and respect from it.
The word I've been using the most is immersive. I mean, like, you know, Gary and Tom and Steven, they care so much about this world and this story and these guys, you know, right down to just every cockpit sequence was just full on. And that made it feel really special, and I hope it comes across in the finished product.
Well, Harry Crosby is not only fighting the Nazis, he's fighting uncontrollable air sickness, which is, you know, a pretty full-on thing to be fighting. He doesn't feel like a hero. He feels a bit insecure. He feels like he's not the right man for the job. So I think he's the perfect guy to narrate the show and bring us through.
Found out in February, 4 weeks before we got shipped off to boot camp, that I was going to be playing Lieutenant Roy Frank Clater, a real guy, a pilot commanding officer of a B-17, and I was floored. And to be able to spend 8 months in London working on a show like this was like the most overwhelming, exciting thing that's ever happened to me as an actor.
I was so inspired by him. I read his book. I did a lot of research on the guy, and from an early moment I realized how lucky I was to be able to tell his story. A lot of the time mechanics and ground crews, they don't always get that narrative, and although he's kind of on the periphery, you see he's almost like the audience's eyes and ears. You see what it was like for the guys at the base, what they would do in between the missions.
It was such an enormous undertaking. Quite frankly, I don't think anything has ever been attempted like this in history. And people are going to see things that you have not seen, that no human eyes have seen in 85 years.